everybody. What we're going to start by doing today is having a look at a driving question. You've got a little driving question up here. How did they do that? And not that I'm saying that you are chimps or anything like that. That's really just a photograph of me. You've got these two people over here who appear to be dancing. What I'd like you to do is to watch what comes before your eyes in just a moment, and ideally not talk to your friends about what's going on. Just watch yourself and see what you think about the whole thing. Okay, so here we go. Need to get the old sound cable, and that's falling away somewhere. So it might be good if we just pull the blinds down about halfway. You'll probably be able to see, but just about halfway down will be good. Okay, so your question for this morning is, how did they do that? So on the desk in front of you, there's a piece of paper which you can flip over now. A piece of paper says, lost in thought. What I like to do without talking to the person next door to you or in the immediate vicinity, maybe jot down six thoughts that you had about what you've just seen. Okay, what was going on? What were your thoughts about what was happening? I've got one. And, okay, there we are. So I'll give you around about 90 seconds, so I need the thoughts being put down on the paper quite quickly. What do you think about all of that? We've got 30 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling on a bit more now. Person next door to you, you're typically going to be working in pairs, because I think there are pairs all around. I think you'll be moving down this way, Patrick, okay? So in pairs, what comments did you write? I'm going to show you the clip again in a moment, so you can talk about the comments that you've written down and maybe elaborate upon them, given a second viewing. Okay, so 60 seconds. What did you find out about it? What did you think? All those sorts of things. Okay, just general discussion. Go. Right. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys, you back with me? Brilliant. Okay, so the conversation's been going on about what you've seen. Because you've only seen the clip once and you probably weren't too aware of what was going on, that was part of the idea. You've got an opportunity now, given that you've shared ideas with each other, to watch the clip again and talk as it's going through and come up with some of your ideas about how they did that, what was going on, how did they manage to do that, what puzzled you, and you're going, I just don't get that at all, why did it puzzle you? And then there might be others where you go, in actual fact, I know how they did that, so that you can share with the group in a moment. Okay, so it's really about you trying to work out what you've been seeing going on in front of your eyes. No trickery, they've really been changing their clothes that quick. That's me in the morning. Okay, here we go.
She's like that.
Yeah, and he's carrying loads.
What do you think? Impressive? They're the best quick change act in America, and they were the equivalent of Britain's Got Talent and America's Got Talent as they try to sort of make it to the very top. So they do all the very big venues in Las Vegas and all that sort of stuff, and that's done for real. So what you've just seen is the act that they've done. People like former President of American the American President, George Bush, has Cinnamon made some very positive comments about them, as has Hasselhoff, who was one of the judges on there. So, that said, again, 60 more seconds now, talking to your pairs about what you thought went on, some questions that you might want to ask, and then we're going to have a whole group activity where you're going to bounce some ideas around for a roundabout.
You actually find out how they do it?
Yes. No.
Oh,
Maybe.
Oh, well then I don't like discussing it.
Oh, why?
Because if I'm not going to find out the answer, I don't want to discuss it. Because it's going to frustrate me.
then me and Thea could make our own active.
So, what our discussion will be for about 4 or 5 minutes is how do you think they did it? Okay? So, somebody else might sort of share a few ideas with you just a moment. So, with your friend, with your partner, your friends for a moment, just another 60 seconds quickly, coming up with aspects of the show that you saw, what do you think was going on, how did it happen, and then we'll do a whole class share in just a second. Okay, off we go.
If someone drops a dress on, there's no chance.
Like the last one, he was holding
When he drops the bag.
Yeah, so you can see it drop down.
He's holding the dress.
Look at her arms.
And this one you can see the potion button.
This one you actually see.
You see the potion button there. It must be attached to the tree.
She's standing.
Yeah, but look, you can see it. Why she's trying to do that? Then you can see the potion button there. It's just like, so it's really quick.
Now look at her arms.
Ready?
She looks like she's got it on.
Guys, so we're back to me for a moment, okay? I want to give you the opportunity to take it a bit further. I'm now going to do something really daring. I'm going to sit on my chair, and there's going to be a conversation that's going to run for around about 3 or 4 minutes, with me not being involved at all, where you might be asking questions, giving answers about what you think about the whole thing, your observations about what you've just seen. Okay? So it's going to be dead spooky, because as soon as I sit down, I'm quiet, and you're off. Go.
Alright, Rissa, you had the best idea. Come on. Spill the beans.
Okay, the last one, he's holding the dress.
Start from the start. Okay, alright,
He's like kind of holding the dress, I think, and then I think he just drops it on her, and then she like.
He hasn't got enough in his hands.
Yeah, you can see that. You can see when he does it. He throws it on, and you can still see the material in his hands that he like had in his hands in the first place. That's that big white thing.
I think it's going to be melted. Like,
Huh?
like the dress underneath, and there's like, because
There's not
that's
much
just like rips it all off.
Where would the other one go?
It was on the floor, didn't you see it?
No.
It was on the floor and she kicked it.
I don't trust anything you say. Why didn't the bloke do more stuff?
Because he wasn't magical enough to change more than one. They have to wear, because girls just wear dresses. He has to get the whole trousers and everything on.
You could wear
He
a
did
dress.
do it once. Yeah, he did do it once.
Yeah. Maybe they just painted him like.
Maybe he could be dangerous.
Yeah, no.
And her hair changed colour.
Yeah, that was
That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
It's for the hairdressers.
She's got time to dye
There's
it.
not enough time to like put a wig on and a dress in like 2
That's what.
seconds.
Yeah, it's
Maybe the black hair could have been a wig, so it's quick enough to take off a wig than put on a wig.
Yeah.
Because you just go, like you take it off when you take the dress off.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's good. Yeah, it seems more like realistic rather than putting it on.
I can't take
What, still wearing like 3 wigs?
I shouldn't have worn.
No, did she have black and blonde and red hair?
No,
Is that
no,
how-
no,
She
she
should have red hair.
Just don't
The
worry.
first dress, you can say that she took that one off because it was all floaty and everything. So so that could easily have been taken
Yeah,
off.
but you couldn't sit on the floor. You'd think it'd be on the floor.
Yeah, but it would
Yeah,
have
she's
been
a
with
big
the other
tube.
material.
She's a tube.
Yeah, so the tube goes down around the place
Yeah.
there.
Okay, cool. Right, at that point we'll stop it, maybe not quite 4 minutes. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go around and ask each pair what question they would like to ask about the whole sequence. Somebody else in the group may have an answer, and if you have, chip in. If you don't know, you don't go, I don't know, and it might be some food for thought when you go away and look on YouTube tonight for David and Dania, and then try and watch it 2 or 3 more times before you start your own learning.
Oh,
Okay.
they say-
Okay. Right, so,
video.
This is the whole
How did they do it?
how did they do it? Okay, so the general question for me is how did they do it? Anybody got any answers?
They took the clothes off.
Bit longer?
Oh, no, that's just stupid.
Is it? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, Beth, question?
I think everyone's got the same question. How did they do it?
Right.
I don't know.
How is it humanly possible to change clothes in such a short amount of time?
Okay.
Once you tell us your answer, can we try and do it?
Let's give this a go.
Why just 2 minutes? It's unfair.
Because we got the swag.
Because I'm great at the dress.
Okay, moving on. If there's a question you wanted to ask Alice, it might be.
I've never used it.
Where am I?
If there's a question you want to ask about that, it might be.
Oh. I'm not. Camera's on me a bit shy.
Okay. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Okay. Eve or Soleil?
Can anyone do it? Or is it just
Okay. A question, can anyone do it? Are you
Yeah.
asking a question, could I do that if I practice
Yeah,
enough?
like, yeah.
Okay.
Got that question.
Is there an answer to that?
Yeah.
I would think, yeah.
Yeah.
I would think.
Everything
Imagine.
takes a lot of practice, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do you voice it?
Larissa, Jacob?
How long did it take them to master it?
All right.
Knees.
Real. Harry or Patrick?
It's the dress, like normal dress, like rip them off like a velvet.
Right, okay.
You interested, Pat?
Brilliant. Okay, so some interesting questions that emerge from watching a 2-minute clip of somebody doing what they call a quick change act. My final question before we actually move into our sort of sociology lesson for today is what are the links, or what links could you make between what you've just seen and the discussions that you've had and sociology that you're studying at the moment, sociological theory. So now we're going to have to really think outside the box. What links would you make, or do you think you might be able to make, between what you've just seen on the screen and the sociological stuff that you're studying at the moment? So again, 60 seconds to talk to your partner, and then we'll just have those ideas back, and then we'll look to sort of move on and do some sociology. Okay, off you go.
Sociological theory, is that like how?
They're all the different functions, yeah,
That's really good.
how.
Really good.
How they're different.
And it's
See, I'm not
There is a
way.
Marxist. All those kinds of theories.
He's done some research. Changes his mind, changes his mind.
So you should find
Right, 10 seconds to go.
you don't understand if they don't know it, and I'll explain it.
You don't know what you just said.
Okay. Oh, it's all gone quiet. Great. I'm going to come around and do something totally different. We're going to come around here. Guys, what's the link? Is there a link? Between what we just seen and sociology that you're doing?
Maybe, because we have to think about it. So, so we had to really brainstorm it to come up with an idea. So
Yeah.
maybe if there's going to be some topics in sociology, well, we're going to have to do the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Have to think about it. We're going to have to think in sociology as well. Hate that. Yeah, God, who wants to do something like that. Right. You going, Larissa?
Well, if it didn't have any loops, then that would have been a waste of 20 minutes. So it's got to have something.
What do you think that something is?
I've only been in this.
Okay, Larissa. Yeah, Stephen's only been with us for one lesson, so what do you think the link might be?
Oh, the link.
I don't really know.
Don't know. Okay, and it's cool. It's fine not to know. It's fine not to know. Okay.
I thought you could link it with like a deductive approach, because you have your data which could be like your original close,
Yeah.
and then when you got the thing up, like it could be like your research, so like no theory first, then you got your data as your like changing, and then
Right.
new close is your new theory.
Okay. So you've got your theory, which might be one set of clothes. You get some data, I think you're saying, which would be the new set of clothes. Apply that in some way, and you end up with a new theory, i.e., a new dress.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Brilliant. Brilliant. Ladies.
It's just our interpretation of what and why it's happening.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
not necessarily the truth behind it, it's just what we think of it.
Okay, so really good. So sort of perceptions of how I interpret what's going on. Is it real? Isn't it real? Was it trickery going on? Or was it something happening in reality and in real life? Fantastic. Sorry, right, we're going on. Beth, Molly?
We had a similar one, as in, like all the theories have a different perspective on sociology, whereas we all in the class had a different perspective of how they did that.
Ah, okay, brilliant. Okay, so seeing the quick change act gives you the opportunity, all of you the opportunity to think about how it's done. Very much, very similar to what goes on in sociology.
Yeah.
Have different opportunities to think about how different theories operate. Fantastic. Faye, Amy.
Ours was the same as Molly and Beth, because we all talked together about it.
Okay, cool. So you worked as a group of four. Brilliant. Right, so that's our sort of opening section for the lesson today. What I want you to do now is to have a look at our lesson objectives, which are more formalised as we move into your lesson for sociology today. You should have your progress for learning sheets in front of you somewhere in your books. I would like you to fill those in if you'd be good enough to do so. Taking account maybe of the hinged questions and the learning objectives. Is society a product of structure or action? And the idea that we're going to start having a look at more functionist theory and build on your learning from AS. Okay? And then for you to be aware that today
That's going to be blank.
we have thinking learning habits. I'll talk about those in just a moment. Thinking learning habits, questioning, which I hope you've been doing already. How on earth did they do that? What was going on there? Is it a particular type of dress? Is it this? Is it that? What's happening? And recognising relevance. And again, with our opening section, you started to pick up some ideas about how the video clip could be relevant to the study of sociology as a social science. So I'll be quiet for a few minutes, or a few seconds really, and let you do your progress for learning sheet. Okay?